Good day today. We started out bright and early this morning with our first mat drill, so we got to work with the players that are already here, and that was a lot of fun for our coaches to get on campus and start to know the guys that we're going to be working with here in the off season and through spring ball. And then we went inside, and by the time we got inside we already had some of the faxes in because of the time changes, but went through the process and kind of uneventful. You know, some days on signing date you're wheeling and dealing and faxing scholarships and losing guys, but basically today was a little bit uneventful. Although yesterday there were a few things that transpired that were fun. When you look at the recruiting class or the recruiting process, it was almost like we had two different recruiting seasons. When I first got here and found out that we only had 76 players on scholarship and that they only signed 13 guys from a year ago, we got together and had the understanding that we were able to go get 9 young men to put on scholarship at mid-year that counted back towards last year's 25 initials. So that became the number one thing that we were in search of, is how do we go find 9 young men that will help us win games, that can get into school and enroll and count back towards last year's initials. And Nate Dennison and I were basically handling the recruiting on that. The staff that's here now was not here yet. The other staff was coaching the bowl game, and we were just trying to pound away, whether it was seniors that were going to graduate early and be able to come out, or junior college players or transfers. We were just really looking at how are we going to fill these 9 spots, because I felt like that was really important to not only our roster and how we're going to manage our roster, but also how we were going to practice this spring and be able to be competitive enough on the field to scrimmage and do the things we need to do to get better. So we were able to do that. It went well. We hit some spots we really needed to, particularly the 2 defensive linemen, because we, as you all know, graduated 4 starters from a year ago. So that was huge for us. We were able to get 3 offensive linemen that was very important to our ability to practice this spring. When I watched the offensive linemen in the bowl game, I was very impressed with their size, athletic ability, and quality of player. But we just didn't have enough numbers, so it was very important we were able to get 3 to come in at mid-year. And then we took a wide receiver and an early graduate linebacker that's been very impressive in his workouts here. And then we got the staff on board, and we went out and attacked the recruiting for this season, which I thought went very well for us. You know, and when you look at the overall class, it was important that we did a great job at receivers, mainly because of the transition. You know, the different offensive styles, the number of quality running backs that were already on scholarship, the number of quality of tight ends that were already on scholarship. It was important for us to get some wide receivers so we could have some great competition and figure out, who's going to be the guys that catch the ball, get down the field, make plays after the catch. We continued to feel like we needed to really do a great job on the defensive front, and I thought we did a nice job there. We got some tall guys that are fast and can rush the quarterback. And overall, when we really looked at it, it was the fact that we needed to get size and length, because I think that's very important, particularly on the defensive front and in the secondary at the safety position, and then really some speed in the skill positions. And offensively, I thought the wide receivers is a great mix between some real fast guys that can run after the catch and help us in the return game, and some big physical guys that create mismatch problems. So I thought we did a nice job of putting it together there.